I mentioned on the Easter homily here, if you attended one of the masses that I celebrated, about this YouTuber, Cosmic Skeptic. So if anyone was in the encouragement was anybody who was doubting whether or not Jesus rose from the dead, is to check out this Cosmic Skeptic who has hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube, and he's now had a discussion at least 3 times, I think, with Bishop Barron in different settings, whether it was on other people's channels. But anyways, the most recent one was on his own channel, and it was just a discussion with Bishop Barron. And at the very end of the hour-long interview, this young atheist, you could see, like, he made the statement. He goes, if there was a being who knew you, say there was a being, he said, who generally knew you better than you knew yourself, and generally wanted what was best for you, and generally knew how to get it and what you have to do. He said it would be unreasonable and irrational not to follow everything that he says. And, Bishop Barron there was a nice little couple minute exchange that was just real beautiful. But you could just see this guy who now I've been watching over the course of the last 2 years, this Cosmic Skeptic. But that was, it's really interesting to see the wheels turning in him in this dialogue with Bishop Barron. And because there's just so many, it points to the fact that there's so many misconceptions about God, that he's a tyrant. And the Cosmic Skeptic began to go on to say those things. But see, those things that he just said, if there was a God who genuinely wanted what was best for you, he knew how to get it. And see, that's the opposite of a tyrant. And so, the famous passage today that we hear is, God did not send his son into the world to condemn the world. God did not send his son into the world to condemn the world. So it's like you go to a doctor and the doctor gives the prognosis, say you have 6 months till you die. That's not the doctor condemning the person to death. The disease is condemning the person to death and the illnesses, but the doctor saying you have 6 months to live is not the doctor condemning the person to death. It's in the same vein here that's saying God did not send the Son of the world to condemn the world, but that the world might be saved through him. But whoever does not believe has already been condemned. Because it goes on, but people prefer darkness to light. I was thinking this morning, like, what does people preferring darkness to light look like? What does it look like to prefer darkness to light? I was thinking of the Lord of the Rings, Smeagol, the character in Lord of the Rings. If you read the book or seen the movie, Smeagol, got captured, if you will, by the ring, which represents sin and power. And the ring took such a hold on Smeagol's mind that, like, he had to go off to live in the cave. The sin took such a hold on his mind, it literally twisted and deformed his body. It made him a prison. He put himself in a prison, Smeagol did. The sin did. Darkness did. And, as I just was praying with John 3:16 here in this passage, just seeing it in a new light of just darkness and sin, putting us in a prison, how God doesn't want us to be in a prison. But he sent his son not for us to be in a prison, but God sent his son in the world so as to bring us out of the prison of darkness, to bring us out of the prison of sin. And so, but what it requires is for us to walk toward the light. What it requires for us is to walk toward the truth. To say for this is the verdict, that the light came into the world so that his works might not be exposed, but whoever lives in the truth comes to the light. Jesus he came to bring us out of the prison, but we've got to walk to the truth. We got to walk to the light, and we got to live in the truth. We got to live in the life. I don't know. It's just such good news. I mean, John 3:16, 21. It is such good news. And to think of, how many cosmic skeptics are out there who maybe even through, I think he grew up Christian. He might even grew up Catholic, I think in Ireland. But how many people just have the wrong notion of God, that he is some tyrant. There's a lot of cosmic skeptics out there, if you will. And, but the gospel is just such good news to liberate people from prisons and darkness and putting ourselves in prisons. So, for us to just bask in these Easter days more into the good news, more into the light, and how we can better, Lord, help me to be an instrument, and how you want me to be more of a light to those who are in those prisons who might be cosmic skeptics.